So, sitting outside of Planet Fitness gym here, debating whether I should go inside and see what I'm paying for every month. But instead, I decided to go to the McDonald's next door and buy 2 apple pies and a coffee. Now, I know some of you are saying, like, no, Mark, it's not good. All that sugar, you should go work out instead. But you know what, man? Sweetness is my weakness. That's my poison of choice. But as I sat here, brought me back to a time in my life when it comes to sugar. Now, as you can tell by the title of this video, by the time I post it, it's going to be about sugar, right? But I'm going to tell you a little story. Something I went through that hopefully might benefit you or someone you love after I go through the whole thing. It's going to take a little while, kind of long. Went through some stuff that, but I promise you it's going to be interesting, all right? So, stick and stay and get a coffee, you know, and listen, all right? Now, before we continue, right, I want to tell everyone I'm not a doctor, not a scientist, or any kind of allergist or any kind. So what I'm saying is not medical advice. So go do your own research, right? Now, so let's begin, right? So about 4 to 8 years ago, I was going through a really bad divorce, like really bad, dragged out, not of my, doing, but dragged out to custody, money, houses, visitation, all that stuff, right? Going through the whole Canadian family court system. During this time, I moved around quite a bit, right? Now, after we sold the house and all that, now, as some of you who've been through divorce know, sometimes the only real winner is the attorneys. And in my case, I had a lot of attorney bills to pay, right? So, found this apartment, right? That, to be honest with you, was a piece of shit. It was in a little apartment in the basement, right? Looked like crap, but the price was right. Now, during this whole time, I'm stressed, you're going to go through these type of things. It's not, not nice. So I was stressed out, chest pains, all kind of stuff going on. But the chest pains gradually got worse as I move into this place here, not just chest pain, but brain fog. Like can't concentrate on anything, can't remember shit, having constant headache, like almost constant, getting the flu every other week. I'm sick, something wrong, right? My skin started breaking out, like having pimples like a teenager, like really bad. So some of you who follow me back in the day noticed that I probably didn't post any pictures of my face, like close up. Usually I'm in the background somewhere or far back so you can't see anything. That's really bad, right? Now, with the chest pain now, that's the serious part there, because feel like you're having a heart attack, like really bad. And with a family history of heart attack, anytime I go to the doctor, they have to take it serious, so they're not liable. They go through the whole process. I've been through so many specialists. I've been to the emergency room about 9 times during this period. I've done many stress tests where you run on the treadmill. I can't even remember how many times. They put the dye in my vein to trace the dye through your blood to see if everything is flowing. They put the camera in my vein, and with the needle down into my heart to check my arteries, see if everything is okay, no clog, and everything come back fine, right? I mean, they even send the ambulance to my work to get me time. That's how bad it was. Even when I pick up my kids and I had them on the weekend, it's like, I have to try to be brave, but, I can't tell them that, daddy's having chest pains, right? No. With all of this going on, right? So the last time I went to the emergency room, at this point I was just tired of everything, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I was leaving work one day and I'm like, you know what, if this is my last day on earth, so be it. I literally drove to the emergency room holding my chest. Walk up to the door, sliding door, and I'm like, inside it's full. And I know if I go in there and tell them I'm having chest pains, they're gonna bump me up, because chest pain automatically become priority because no one want to be held liable for you having a heart attack, right? But I was just tired of it. They're gonna keep me, for several hours or maybe even overnight, go through the whole nine, put me in all kind of machine, and come back and say everything is fine. Now, I decided I'm gonna do something stupid because I wasn't thinking straight. Like I said, brain fog and all that other stuff going on. I decided at that point, I'm going to run across the parking lot and run back. And if I make it back to the car, to the door, then I'm going home. If I die, well, oh be it. Oh well, like Sanford and Son today is the big one. If I do have a heart attack, then at least I'm in the vicinity of the hospital in their parking lot, so maybe they can save me. That was the thinking at the time. And crazy as it sounds, the security guard was looking at me like, what the fuck did I just witness? So I tell him, I say, listen man, I've been here too many times, I'm going home. So I drove home, still having chest pain, went home, decided to pee, and I was peeing a lot, like I wasn't drinking that much. And it's like that whole night, every hour on the hour, I kept peeing like a lot, like I drink 2 beers in between each pee for every hour. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Now I'm starting to really get scared. The chest pain was bad, but I'm like, where's all this liquid coming from? So now, during that time, I decided to give my uncle a call. I was telling him some of the symptoms, and he's like, listening, he's like, yo, Mark. No, my uncle is like, we're the same age, so it's more like a brother, and I want to pick up my uncle for this. He live in the same town there. So he's like, yo, Mark, that sound like mold, because he's in the construction field, right? All those symptoms, the brain fog, the headache, the chest pain, the frequent urination, all those things, sounds like mold. You need to get out of there. And I said, walk around the apartment. I walked around, I looked. Laundry room, there was a leak in the wall there, even in the bathroom on the other side. And I saw some of these leaks, but I didn't really pay much attention to it because the water was just draining down. And even under my bed in the bedroom, because it's tile, in the summertime when you get humidity and there's condensation on the ground, right? Underneath my bed, I didn't notice that right along the baseboard at one part, there was mold right there. So I had to get out of there. Like, big up my uncle for telling me that, because if he didn't point me in that direction, I'd probably be dead by now. So thank you, sir. Anyway, now, so that whole night, I started doing some research. And I came across this lady in New Orleans that were going through a similar situation, where they moved back into their homes after Hurricane Katrina. They moved back into the homes, the homes that were filled with mold. And their family was going through this whole sickness thing here. And the first thing she mentioned is to get out of there. Get out if you can. If you have no choice, then I'm going to go into that later. But she said, get out, which is what I did. So my uncle is like, yo, Mark, come stay with me, man. That time his kids were off to university. So it was just him there and me now. So I got all my stuff together, brought everything outside, my computer, my music equipment, disinfect everything, and took all my clothes in garbage bags, brought them to the laundromat, washed everything, dry clean what I can dry clean. And even my clothes that I was wearing that day, got my car detailed because I'm not bringing any mold with me. Even the clothes I'm wearing, I basically walked out of them in the laundromat, left them in the garbage and put on some new clean clothes and went straight to my uncle there. Now we're all hanging out there. Me, another one of his brethren, we're all in our 40s there at the time. late 40s, and we call it the middle-aged frat house because we are, not like college kids. We're talking about pension and retirement and crap like that. No, so I'm there now, but back to the regiment that this lady mentioned. She said the key thing here is cut out sugar out of your diet. Like literally cold turkey, cut out sugar. If you don't cut out sugar, it's not going away. No, that's hard as hell to do. Um, if you live in this society, you notice that sugar is in everything we eat, even food that usually or historically doesn't have sugar. Now they're putting sugar in it, right? So literally, I had to cut out fruits, um, liquor, um, any kind of sweets, of course, right? But also things like bread, any kind of starch, rice, things that turns into sugar in your body. Because the whole thing of this is to starve the mold out of your system. So my diet was completely changed for a few months now. So you can imagine how this is. I'm there while my uncle and brethren they're eating their nice food and drinking, and I'm over in the corner with my lemon and water. If I'm frying an egg, I can't eat bread, so I got to cut up a whole bunch of garlic and all that stuff in there, because like garlic, ginger, activated charcoal, all those things that are kind of clear toxins out of your body. That's what I had to do. Like every morning I cut up a couple cloves of garlic, chuck it down, drink some water, wash it down. That was my routine. Ginger was my dessert. I would bite a piece of ginger and just chew it like bubble gum and swallow it. Sometimes I just chew it, let it, keep it in my mouth. But like I said, they're over there eating that and laughing at me. It was all fun. We had a good time. But, after about 2 to 3 months, I noticed that the chest pain kind of went down a little bit. My face started clearing up. I started thinking a little bit clearer. And what she said makes sense. Now, don't take my word for it. Do your own research and see, because I'm sure I probably left out a few things, right? But the key thing is sugar. That thing is in everything we eat. And it amazes me sometimes when you hear people are sick and they have cancer or other things, like cancer popping up everywhere. But it's the fact that the doctors tell them they can eat, a regular diet or continue on with their diet, some of them, knowing damn well this is not good for you, right? Even the food that they serve you in a hospital is not good. They got Coke machine, which is half of the can is friggin' sugar. And that's just feeding whatever disease you go in there for, right? But like the saying goes, empty hospital beds doesn't make money. And some of these people who are telling the patients these things, right? There's a saying I saw online which makes so much sense, right? Common sense would tell you certain things, but some of these tests where they say 9 out of 10 scientists or 9 out of 10 doctors believe whoever is funding them, make you wonder sometimes when they tell you that you can continue a regular diet if you have cancer and all these things, right? So, I know I'm just going all over the place here, but key thing is sugar, right? Cut it out. I haven't had sugar in my coffee in so long. It's like if I drink sugar in my coffee now, I have to throw it out, right? Now, I still have my sweets every now and then. Every now and then I get a moment of weakness, but, everything is in moderation, right? But the thing is, a lot of the foods we eat now have sugar that never used to be loaded with sugar. Even as a Jamaican myself, you go to a Jamaican restaurant, whether it's in Canada, US, or Jamaica, they're putting sugar in the oxtail, sugar in the stewed chicken, sugar in the fried dumpling. You go to the grocery store, there's sugar in the milk, sugar in the bread, things that historically are not sweetened. But here they are. And you wonder why people are getting sick so often, right? So I'm saying all this to say, I know I rambled on for quite a while here, but if you have anyone who's going through random sickness like this here, random diseases, not disease, but random symptoms that they can't figure out what the hell is going on. And the doctors keep trying to treat each individual symptoms and come up with nothing. Have them check where they live to see if there's mold there. Now, I know we've heard the stories of mold is bad for you over the years. Even as kids we hear it, but sometimes we don't take it as serious as we should. And my situation is one of those here. I mean, literally, they had to send the ambulance to work for me one time because it was that bad. Because mold affect your nervous system, so it forces your body to, like, it mimics the symptoms of other diseases, right? So doctors are treating those individual symptoms and not, asking the right questions, because it messes with your nervous system. So hopefully, that help somebody. So do your own research. Big up my uncle there who point me in the right direction. Without that wake-up call from him, I'll probably be expired now. Because I'll probably be sitting there trying to figure out what the hell is going on, right? No, I'm going to post this video on my YouTube channel. I'm going to put the links down there. And on my other social media thingies. So if you like this video, hit the like button, share it, comment on it. Let me know